Hello everyone. Today we'll see about AWS Glue, serverless data integration service. This is the AWS documentation page. So what it says here is like AWS Glue is a serverless data integration service that make it easier to discover, prepare, move, and integrate data from multiple sources for analytics, machine learning, and application development. So basically, this is a serverless tool, serverless data integration service, mainly to do the ETL processing. So this is the typical components available in Glue. So for example, here the data integration engine options. If you see here, so at the left hand side you can see the list of sources you can connect from the Glue. For example, Amazon S3, Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon RTS, database running on Amazon EC2 databases, SaaS. These are different data sources you can connect from Glue, and like we can connect these sources through different interfaces. That's a choice of interest you could see here. First one is AWS Glue Studio, next one is Amazon SageMaker notebooks, and third one is notebooks and IDEs. So with the help of these interfaces you can connect to these sources. So under the hood, these interface gonna run through different integration engines such as AWS Glue for Ray, and AWS Glue for Python shell, and AWS Glue for Apache Spark. So with the help of these integration engines, we can run our code, which is gonna fetch the data from any of these sources. And at the rightmost you'll have this output zone, like where you can put the data. Either you can put the data into Amazon Redshift or any data lake solutions or any data warehouses. So with the help of this Glue service, you can connect to different sources, and we can use different data integration engines such as Python shell or Apache Spark. Do your retail processing, then finally load them into a different output zone such as Amazon Redshift, data lakes, or data warehouses. This is about the data integration engine options. Next one is, if you go to the next one, is event-driven ETL. So regarding the event-driven ETL, again, like the source can be a S3 bucket. So when you place a file, and the AWS Glue can be triggered, which is going to update the data catalog, and you can schedule a job like do a ETL processing, then like it load them into final target. So we can have the event-driven ETL also. And next one is AWS Glue data catalog. So this is similar to like the one like so we have the left hand side we have the sources, then you will populate the data into data catalog, like you populate the schema into the data catalog, and then read the data using data catalog, then do the ETL processing with help of AWS Glue ETL, then finally load them into a different output zones such as Amazon Redshift, EMR, and Athena. With help of Athena you can run the queries, Athena you can run the query uh, from the S3 bucket. You can read the query, we can read the data using Athena, Amazon Athena. No code ETL jobs. So, with the help of this interfaces, right, we have different options here. We can drag and drop the nodes and create our own jobs. So same thing here. Like left hand side, we have the left hand side, we have all the sources here. Next, you will have the data catalog, which we can populate data catalog. Then with the help of Blue Studio, we can build our jobs. So for example, like there are different nodes you can choose based on your requirement. We can pick the sources, and like we can do a ETL processing there. Then finally you can load them into any of the output zones. Like for example, into AWS data lake solutions, or you can put into S3 bucket or Redshift, something like that. So this is node code ETL. So you don't write any codes. Just need to pick the nodes from the Glue Studio and create your own job. And next one is manage and unwanted data quality. So these are the options we have in Glue data preparation. So you can go through this in the documentation page. So this is a typical AWS Glue Studio. Major like main thing to consider here is the serverless data integration service. So we don't have to worry about the background of the instances, whatever the compute we are going to use. That we don't have to bother about the compute. Everything will be taken care by the this Glue service itself. So just need to pick the right input, create your own jobs, then run the jobs and load them into the output target layer. Okay. So let's start with a simple one now. So what you can do in this video is like first we'll read a file from one bucket and load them into another bucket. So what we do is, like, in the input bucket we'll have the file format as CSV, and in the output bucket we'll place the file as a Parquet file. Okay, so that is what we're going to plan to do in this video. So let me open the AWS portal. So this is my glue. If you click on glue here, it will use you. It will open glue studio. Like, you will get the glue console here. So here, like, so first you can go to the detailed jobs here. So here you can create a job either, like, these are the options we have here. So visual with a source and target, visual with a blank canvas, Spark script editor, or Python shell script editor, or Jupyter notebook. So right now, what to do with this visual with the source and target? Let me click on create here. So once you click, so it will give you a sample workflow here. Like, so you sample a job. So it's reading bucket from S3 bucket, then apply some mapping, then finally put them into S3 bucket. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to configure here. So for the purpose, what I'll do is let me keep the file in the S3 bucket. So this is the bucket here right now. So I have two buckets. One is glue input demo bucket, other one is glue output demo bucket. So in my input demo bucket, I have a file called item CSV. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this item CSV file, and then I'm going to place them in the demo bucket, demo output bucket, output demo bucket. So right now it is empty, and we'll convert that the input CSV file into a Parquet file. So my input is CSV, and my output I'm going to convert them into a Parquet file. Let me do this in this Glue Studio. So here my S3 bucket. So you can give a name here. So this is my input bucket. What I'm going to give as an input bucket. So you can give the location here. So I can go choose a bucket here. I'm going to input bucket. So this is my input bucket. To input bucket here. So data format, you can choose our data format here. You can choose either JSON, CSV, Parquet. So mine right now it is my CSV file. I'm going to choose a CSV here. Daily limited comma separated. So next is like the first line of it's a column header. Yes, it's header. So I'm just enabling this one, and this is done. So output schema and data. If you want to see the data, you can see this one. So like, this is my S3 bucket. Now this table mapping. This is my conversion or like transformation. Just say transformation. When the my node parent is my input bucket. So if you see the schema here, once this is done, you can see that schema here. There's a list of columns available in that file. That's what you could see here. The custom data types you could see here, and output schema is showing the same thing here. Okay, so this is the transformation I'm going to do here. So what I'm going to do here, if you want to do in manipulations here, like if you want to remove some columns, you can drop the columns, or if you want to convert that any of the data type, that also you can do here. But right now I'm not doing anything here. I'm just keeping as it is. I'm just keep everything the same way. So for example, let me drop some columns here. For example, I'm just dropping this brand ID and brand column. I'm going to remove this two columns from the file. Finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them into the output. So this is my final output bucket. This is my output bucket. So here the parent node here is like transformation. That's what you could selected here. The format I'm going to convert it into a Parquet file. So that is what I'm going to show here. So if I click on the bucket, then you have to specify the target bucket here. So here I want to choose the output bucket. This is my output bucket here. Click on choose now. So, and there's an option here. You do data catalog update options. So right now I'm not going to do anything with the data catalog. So I'm just reading a file and removing two columns and putting them into a different bucket with a different file format. That's what I do here. So that's pretty much on this here. So my job is there, and if you want the exact script of this one, you can click on the script. You'll find the studio will build the script for you. Build the script for you. So this is a mapping. It is like it is removing like two columns that is being removed. So that is the exact mapping you could see here. And like this is the file I'm reading. This is the where I'm reading the file, and this is the transformation I'm doing. I'm just removing two columns here, and then I'm writing to a target bucket. So see here the format is blue Parquet, but here the format here is CSV here. Okay. So job details. So my job here is like CSV to Parquet, CSV Parquet file, and IAM role here. So you need to define IAM role. So for this purpose, you need to create IAM role. So uh, currently I have an IAM role, so you can choose like IAM role, or you can create a one new one if you don't have one. So click on this IAM role, then the type Spark. So here the Spark glue version, which version you want to choose, you can choose here. In the Python language here, then the worker type here. That was pretty much the same. Like just choosing a default option here. So other one is job bookmark. Currently I'm choosing a disable. We will see this option in the subsequent videos, but in this video I'm just making it disabled here. And the advanced options, you have to tell you have to give the script name here, like this is what are given the script name here, it populated here dot py here, and like this will be stored in this particular bucket, so script. Okay. Similarly, like this are many logs, everything will have separate path, so they'll be auto populated here. And like if you want to give any libraries, those libraries you can mention here. And if you want any job parameters also you can pass, but right now there is no job parameter for me this one, so I'm keeping this default here. So only thing I want to talk about is this particular IAM role here. Quickly open the IAM role. So basically you can create a new role. So create role here and give a name, like click on service here. Then because we are going to give this glue, right? So we're going to use AWS glue, and like use service you want to here is like this is my glue service I'm going to use. So glue, click on next here. So if you want to add any policies here, like for example I'm going to give S3 by access, so I'm going to give S3 here. Click full access I'm giving here. Click on next. So the role name I'm going to give here is like demo jobs. So that is what I'm giving. So for my glue job I'm giving all the S3 access. Glue role, this glue role should have access to all this, access to the S3 bucket. That's the reason I'm attaching S3 policies here. Create role here. So my role is created now. So this is my role, demo glue jobs. So let me pick that role, pick that IAM role here. Okay. So this is my demo glue jobs. Let me save this one. So so now the job is created. So if you see here, like so we have the input bucket. We read the input file, remove two columns, then finally load them into S3 bucket in a Parquet format. So this is auto generated script here, and the job details, you can see the job details here. We're using this IAM role here, and that's it. Let me run this code now. So run job, click on run. Let me go to the job and monitoring. So you could see this job is getting triggered now. So click on view run details. The job is running. If you want to see the log, you can click on this one. Click on this view CloudWatch logs. So you could see the CloudWatch log here. Yeah, now you could see it is job showing succeeded here. Let's check. So right now it is CSV file, that's the input file bucket. Let's go to the output demo bucket. So now you could see the final Parquet file here. So now this file is converted to Parquet and it is loaded into the S3 bucket. So that is so in this way we can read the CSV file from the input demo bucket and convert them into a Parquet file and place them into output demo bucket. So in this way we can create our own workflow, like our own jobs, like reading the file, reading the data from different sources, then do some transformations, and then file it out, writing to the output S3 bucket. So without writing any codes, we just uh, added the nodes and you just process the data. So for example, if you want to add any other nodes, you can just click on the add nodes. So you can give the list of options here. You can choose Omega Shift, SQL query, everything you can choose here. Then the transformations here, you can find join, you can use joins, all those things you can find here. So in this way, we can easily pick the options here, and you can build the jobs here without writing any codes. So this is one easy way of doing it. Yeah, that's pretty much for this video. See you in the next video.